Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is January 11th, 2024, and Barcelona have declared three of their stars as absolutely untouchable. Also, the club will have to battle the Premier League club Newcastle for the signing of the Swedish Wonderkid, Lucas Bergvall. And finally, Messinho is having one hell of a Copinha, and we'll have all the details about it. I have a lot to discuss. So let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. And before we begin the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the Kickback. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you hit the Bet Us. Both links for Kickback and Bet Us are down below in the description. Now let's dive right into the news because today Barcelona defeated Osasuna in the Spanish Super Cup semifinal 2-0 with goals of Robert Lewandowski and Lamine Yamal. And with this, Barcelona have advanced to the final of the Spanish Super Cup, which will be played on Sunday against Real Madrid, who defeated Atletico de Madrid 5-3 yesterday. So we officially have another El Clasico match during this season. If you want to hear all my thoughts about the match between Barcelona and Osasuna, make sure you check out the post-live match analysis, which I did earlier today as soon as the match ended. So again, if you want to hear my thoughts and opinions, make sure you go to my channel and watch that post-match live analysis. Now, this good news was not completely without any bad news because, of course, it has been reported that Rafinha did suffer an injury during the match, and Xavi did confirm in the post-match press conference that Rafinha is currently suffering from a hamstring discomfort. So we're going to have to see, of course, how serious this injury is and how long the Brazilian player will be out. But we won't know that until tomorrow because usually it's not until the next day that medical exams are performed once the swelling is down. So once those exams are performed, we'll know the extent of the injury of Rafinha and how long Rafinha will be out. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully it's just a bump. And we can see Rafinha bounce back for the final on Sunday against Real Madrid. Now, speaking of Real Madrid, it is reported that Xavi Hernandez sent three of his analysts from his team, from his coaching team, to the match between Real Madrid and Atletico de Madrid. So all three assistants were present in yesterday's semifinal. They were there observing both teams, taking notes, studying the tactics and the strategies of both teams. That way, Xavi Hernandez and Barcelona could prepare themselves for the final, regardless who it was. Of course, now we know it was Real Madrid. But nonetheless, Xavi Hernandez did have three assistants present in the stadium, watching that semifinal, taking notes specifically about free kicks and corner kicks, because Xavi Hernandez and Barcelona are worried about the free kicks and corner kicks that Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid take, where a lot of their goals come from that. So the three assistants were there studying that, but also studying all the tactics of both teams in general. Now, Xavi Hernandez did speak in a post-match press conference about the tactics of Real Madrid, and I will make this bigger so you can see it. And I will take off the logo as well. But Xavi said this season, Ancelotti has changed the system. They're playing with sort of a 4-4-2 rhombus formation with a false nine. That will be the key for the match. But we'll prepare for it and try to beat them. We're going to play offensively and attack the spaces. So hopefully with this observation or with these three assistants in the match taking notes, hopefully Barcelona and Xavi Hernandez will be better able to prepare themselves. And hopefully we will be able to defeat Real Madrid and win the Spanish Super Cup for a second year in a row. Now, let's talk about Ronald Araujo, because as you might know, there's been a lot of talks about Bayern Munich wanting to sign our Euro wing captain. And Deco now has information that Bayern Munich will be willing to offer 100 million euros to sign Ronald Araujo. And despite the insistence of the Bundesliga club, Barcelona have put the label of untouchable on Ronald Araujo. And regardless of how much Bayern Munich offer Barcelona, Barcelona have no intention of selling the Uruguayan defender. So even though Barcelona are going through a difficult financial situation, even though Barcelona will have to sell players in the summer in order to alleviate the financial fair play rule restrictions, and even though, again, Bayern Munich are willing to offer a lot of money, Barcelona have decided that Ronald Araujo is not for sale, regardless of what the offer is. So the only way for Bayern Munich or any other club to sign Ronald Araujo will be to pay the €1 billion release clause that the Uruguayan defender currently has. Now, Ronald Araujo's stance is reportedly still the same. He's very happy in Barcelona. He's happy being the captain. He wants to stay at the club. He's also happy in the city of Barcelona itself. So Ronald Araujo doesn't leave. The club doesn't want him to leave. And hopefully that will be it. But again, from now until the summer, a lot of things can happen. But as it stands today, Ronald Araujo is untouchable. But he's not the only one that Barcelona have declared as untouchable. Barcelona consider 3 of their stars as absolutely untouchable, which are Ronald Araujo, Gabi, and Pedri, because Barcelona consider that these 3 players are the foundation of the team, that these 3 players will be the leaders of this project now and in the future. And those 3 players are completely untouchable. So no club will be able to take them no matter how much money they offer, unless, of course, they pay the release clauses of each of these players, which is worth €1 billion. Now, if you were to compare these 3 players to previous players from other teams, just imagine Xavi, Iniesta, and Messi. Back then, they were absolutely untouchable. The foundation of Barcelona back then, the players that the whole project revolved around. And well, this is the equivalent of those 3 players, Pedri, Gabi, and Ronald Araujo, who again, absolutely untouchable, and no plans of Barcelona getting rid of them. Now, speaking of signing players, let's talk about Lucas Bergvall, because Newcastle has entered the race for the Swedish midfielder. And as we've been talking about for quite some time, Barcelona have been tracking Lucas Bergvall for some time. They've been interested in signing him. Of course, he had interest from other clubs who were offering €4 million for him, which was the asking price at the moment. Barcelona also made an offer worth €4 million. And when Lucas Bergvall heard of Barcelona's interest, he immediately paused negotiations with all other clubs because his only intention is to go to Barcelona. Now, the €4 million offer was rejected by Juve Gardens, which is where Lucas Bergvall currently plays, because Juve Gardens noticed that there was a lot of interest in the player in the market. And ever since, Barcelona have upped their offer to €6.5 million. Now, there are other clubs after Lucas Bergvall, including Inter Milan and Eintracht Frankfurt. And there are reports saying that both clubs are willing to pay upwards of €10 million for Bergvall, so more than what Barcelona are currently offering. And now, to make things even more complicated, Newcastle have entered the race for the Swedish Wonderkid. And that, of course, makes things more difficult because we all know that Newcastle was recently acquired by a Middle Eastern investment fund. So they have very deep pockets. They've been throwing money around all over the market. They've been very active in the market. So this could make things more difficult for Barcelona. But for now, Barcelona are in the lead for Lucas Bergvall because, again, the player wants to come to Barcelona. Now, speaking of another player who wants to come to Barcelona, Esteban William, other known as Messinho. He is currently absolutely tearing it up in the Copinha, having an amazing tournament so far, which is only making Barcelona more excited to sign him. Now, if you don't know what the Copinha is, I talked about it in a previous video. This is an under 17 tournament in Brazil where 120 clubs participate in Brazil, where it's all just young players participating in this. This is a way of Brazil to showcasing their young talent to all the world. A lot of players come out of this tournament. A lot of players get noticed in this tournament. All clubs send their scouts to this tournament, including Barcelona scouts who are present right now in Brazil. It's a 1-month tournament. Barcelona first noticed players like Endrick, like Vitor Roque, like Vinicius, like Rodrigo in those tournaments. So this very important tournament as far as future young talent coming out of Brazil. Of course, Messinho being 16 years old, he's participating in it, currently absolutely shredding it. I recommend you watch the highlights. I can't show them, of course, for copyright reasons, but Messinho's having a really good tournament so far. He has scored 4 goals in 3 matches, but it's not even the goals that what's making him stand out. It's the way he's playing, his runs, his dribbles, the way he can get rid of defenders. It's very amazing to watch this kid. I highly recommend it. And this is only making Barcelona more excited to sign him, which, of course, as I reported before, Barcelona have now greenlit the operation and will be going after the 16-year-old Brazilian gem who only wants to come to Barcelona and will be insistent on only going to Barcelona, forcing Palmeiras' hands to only negotiate with Barcelona and hopefully accept that payment plan that Barcelona are hoping to make. Now, Messinho, since he is 16 years old, he won't be able to arrive in Barcelona until 2025, which is when he turns 18 years old. Now, speaking of young talent, we'll end today's video with the news that Barca Athletic now has a new coach. His name is Giuliano Belletti. He will be Rafa Marquez's assistant coach, or one of the assistant coach under Rafa Marquez. If you don't know who Giuliano Belletti is, he's a Brazilian player who played for Barcelona between the years of 2004 to 2007. He's the one who scored the winning goal in the Champions League final in Paris in 2006. He was a teammate of Rafa Marquez, and now he will be joining Rafa Marquez in Barca Athletic. If you're wondering what his role will be, well, his role will be to develop young talent. He was already doing that with the Juvenil A, or the under-19 team. Now he will be doing that with Barca Athletic. He has experience in doing this because before Barcelona, he was the coach for the under-10 team in Sao Paulo. So this is someone who has experience developing young talent. He will be doing it now at Barca Athletic, and hopefully this will help the first team by developing the young talent that we currently have in La Masia and getting them promoted to the first team. Anyways, that is all the news for today. Thank you for watching, for your likes, for your comments, for your subscriptions. Again, I did a post-match live analysis earlier today. If you haven't checked it out yet, make sure you do. I will see you tomorrow in tomorrow's video. Have a good night or good morning wherever you are. And as always, peace, Barca.